Hello, YouTube. With all this stuff that has been going on in the world right now, the serious stuff, the abortion issue stuff, the Wisconsin stuff, I haven't had a chance to do a good old-fashioned sex pause debunking the disinformation and bullshittery video in a while, so I'm going to do that now. PVV, your boyfriend likes his online girlfriends better than you. This is something I came across right in the Torah, and I'm going to share it with you now. Recently, this article entitled The Vanishing Male Libido, He's Just Not That Into Anyone by Davy Rothbart came my way via NMC. In this piece, Davy conducts a semi-autobiographical, semi-journalistic analysis that explores the effects of online porn on dudes and their interest in actual real/tangible women. According to Davy's analysis, it's likely that the overly abundant tsunami of online porn is actually deflating the U.S. heterosexual every male libido in support of this assessment. I'm going to go through these points here with you. A study out of the University of Kansas reported that 25% of college-aged men have faked orgasms, to which I say, well, now you know what a woman feels like. A handful, get it? A handful. A handful told Davy that in essence, they got more sexually aroused during porn-filled masturbation than they did during sex with a partner. Okay. Well, I can find a handful of people that will, in essence, tell me anything. But you know, this tells you nothing about the people they're running into, the people they're having sex with. I mean, not all vaginas are created equally. Some scientists claim that a dopamine-oxytocin combo is released in the brain during orgasm. This is actually a biochemical love potion which increases a person's likelihood of forming an emotional attachment post-pop, so to speak. But when you watch porn, you hypothetically bond with it instead of a sexual partner. So if you jerk off to porn, you fall in love with it. Okay, this has actually been covered pretty thoroughly here. Feminist Horror did a two-part series called Brain Science, which I will put in the Cunnilingus bar. John Mayer, I don't think this is any relation to the singer. John Mayer said that on some days, he may see more than 300 vaginas before he even gets out of bed. Now, this seems to be one of those statements that really has no real meaning, but it's really just said for the shock value of it. To which I say, so. Davy, I love the way this is Davy. It sounds like, you know, those 50s scaremongering, protect your children videos that you see.
Let's take the case of Jimmy Barnes. Jimmy played baseball all afternoon and he didn't feel like walking home, so he decided to thumb a ride.
Davy himself reports being perfectly capable of jerking off to porn, but that he has had to fake a pop during a recent sexual encounter with a random hookup because he couldn't finish. All right, now this statement is it's so stupid on a multitude of levels, man. This is such an objectifying statement because basically it comes off like all women are the same. And if any given man can't come when having sex with any given woman, there's something wrong with him. You know, and, you know, it doesn't go into, you know, how drunk Davy was. And, like I said, not all vaginas are created equally. Um, it goes on and on. Da, da, da. Also, I'm not gonna read much more of this. If you want to see it, you can look in the low bar. But also, it goes on in this article to make the case that actually this is the article critiquing the article. You can follow the links, whatever. Trying to make the case that now women are finding that they have to dress like their man's favorite porn star in order to fulfill him. To which I say, you know, as if role playing were a new phenomenon. I mean, how vanilla are these people? What is it, like all missionary all the time? People have been role playing for centuries. I mean, oh Lord. And I mean, this case that if you look at porn online, if you come across a real woman, you're not going to want to have sex with her. They don't take into account how socially awkward these guys might be. These people always try and come off like all men are just these walking creatures that are their only purpose really is to transport the penis from one area to another. And these are people. So if a guy is socially awkward to begin with, that makes it difficult to, you know, and a multitude of reasons. I know there are a lot of people that sort of retreat to the internet because they are kind of socially awkward. So to try and make the case that just because some men find it difficult to have an orgasm during sex, that there's an epidemic of porn addiction out there ruining the sex lives of human beings everywhere is just fucking ridiculous. Plus, I'm so sick of hearing this porn addiction attempt at making an argument. Okay, I am in sobriety. And on April 17th, I will have 16 years sobriety. And I can tell you that addiction is not something that, you just look at too much porn and all of a sudden you become addicted. And it's, addiction is something that has strong genetic influences. Both of my grandfathers had drinking problems. Addiction is a disease. Okay? And the thing that I love about all of these cases, all of these studies about porn addiction and all this stuff is, most of them never tell you about anything else that these people might be addicted to. Because when you are a real addict, the goal is escape. Escape from your life via escape from, reality. And for a lot of people who are addicts, know this. It doesn't necessarily matter how you get there, as long as you get there. I was addicted first because I am a severe addict, I was addicted to marijuana. And then I transferred my addiction over to cocaine. And I was, strung out on coke for a long time. And then I got sober, and then I got fucked up again. And then I was addicted to pills. And, and in the end, you realize it's not about the thing you're using to get fucked up. It's about the goal of being fucked up. So the vehicle you use doesn't matter. And if these guys are really addicted to porn, since addiction is a disease, I am going to make the hypothesis here that they probably have some other form of substance abuse problem in their past, or addiction, a predisposition to addiction that maybe they're not aware of, and looking at porn excessively is really just their first introduction to that problem that they might have, found out about a little ways down the road if they had ever tried a drug. Which, in this case, if I had to choose between finding out I had an addiction problem via being compelled to look at too much porn, or discovering that by, bombarding myself with with cocaine and shit, I'd rather find out via the porn. Because via the porn, one, you're not having any negative effects on your body, unless you think you're just going to pull it out of socket. But, you're not shoving cocaine up your nose and running your shit up there and acting the asshole, beating up your girlfriend, your wife, because you're in a, high and crazy. And, and if you look at porn for an hour and you go out and you get behind the wheel of your car to drive, that looking at porn for an hour is not going to cause you to get into an accident. But if you discover you have an addiction problem, say from drinking, you drink for an hour and you get behind the wheel of a car, that's a problem. So these people trying to use the disease of addiction to try and make their case against pornography and why porn needs to be done away with are just, I'm up to here with them. And that stupid argument. It's stupid. And it's another way of them playing on the ignorance of the average person in society, and the stigmatization of addicts and all that shit. So what I have to say to everyone out there who looks at porn excessively, better that than drinking excessively and getting behind the wheel of a car. And if you can't come when you're with a tangible girl, then maybe you're not the problem, Maybe, I mean, is she like this when you have some... I mean, I would have trouble coming to you. I don't know. Anyway, thank you. Good night.